Welcome, 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 gorgeous soul, to Live Your Best Life with me, your host, Kat Googe, also known as the Joy Queen. We will be having rich and honest conversations about what feeling joyful really means, how to notice more pockets of joy every day, even on the tough ones, and whether laughter really is the medicine we're missing in our lives. I am super passionate about joy, and I love to teach how to intentionally bring it into everyday life instead of waiting for it to happen. I'm a passionate laughter yogi and Reiki healer who is on a mission of global joy, and my heartfelt desire, darling one, is that as we hang out together, you get to reignite your inner joy so you can make the most of your dance on this planet. So, without any further ado, let's dive in. Welcome, 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 gorgeous souls, to the final episode of the Festival Diaries. I cannot believe we have finally got to the end of festival season, and whoa, what a season it's been. And it feels very fitting that the final episode, episode 10, is all about Om Bass. Now, Om Bass Festival was a festival that I experienced for the first time last year. And it is literally the perfect festival to end on because it's really it's small and intimate. I think there's about like 1,000 people, something like that, but it's small and intimate. There is literally a wealth of wellness stuff from like 8 in the morning until into the evening, and it's completely sober. It's like, it really is totally focusing on your wellness. And for me, having facilitated, I've had a total of 12 festivals I've been at over this year, plus all sorts of other bits of life happening in between with other events and my membership and my group program, The Big Shift. It has been like a really full summer. So to end with Om Bass is like literally perfect because it gives me an opportunity as a facilitator to go and receive. And I think so often it's something that we do not put as high a priority on when we're caught in the busy of facilitating and delivering. If you've never been before, I recommend you check it out. It's created by Rach Cox, who is all about inclusivity, diversity. So it is a beautifully curated festival with like such care and attention taken with the attendees in absolute forefront of the organizers' mind, and also all the facilitators being really carefully guided through inclusivity workshops, trauma-informed training, so that we show up giving the best that we can to support those that are coming to experience the whole festival. So it really is done from a place of heart and soul. And that, like, really like everyone's journey, whether you're facilitating or whether you're there as an attendee, is absolutely like the top consideration. So I really invite you to go and check it out. The setting is amazing. Go for the showers. The outside showers are just gorgeous. Log fueled showers. There's a wealth of incredible stuff to do. You can glamp, you can stay in the house, you can take your own tent, which is what I did. You can bring a van. There's just, there's something for everybody, so everyone can go who wants to go. And in terms of like choosing the things to nourish you and nurture you, my goodness me, like that's the hard piece, because there is so much. But I think above all of that, right? All of that is amazing, but above all of that, the reason behind Om Bass in Oxford is it's all about raising money for Yoga Stops Traffic. So all of the proceeds go to Yoga Stops Traffic, and it really is like built on pure foundations of support and community. So it, like, again, it's a real honor and pleasure to be involved in a festival that is like, it's there for the giving of others, to support a charity that is trying to end human trafficking in India. So, like, you know that when you are part of it, you are part of a thing that is bigger than yourself, which is so important in the world that we live in, that we are thinking bigger than ourselves. So definitely check it out. It happens early September every year. And yeah, it's an incredible event. It's been really carefully thought out, really carefully curated, and it welcomes the most exceptional facilitators to come and take part in it. I kind of pinch myself that I'm part of the lineup, really. So I really, I really hope you enjoy the gorgeous souls that I have interviewed for this episode. Two attendees that I met last year, one of whom I'd met before online, and they were back for more this year, and they're going to be back again next year because they just love it. It's like, it's a really great way to help yourself transition from the busyness of summer into that more starting to welcoming in a more grounded and like a slower pace for welcoming in that transition towards autumn. So do go check it out. And yeah, I can't wait to hear what you think when you have a listen to the gorgeous, gorgeous souls that I got to have a chat with at the festival. So here we are at Base. It's my final festy of the season. Yay! And also, and I have the lovely Anne from Anne's Yoga Place with me. She is a gorgeous soul. We met last year at Base, and she has just been to my laughter yoga. So I know you came last year and had a great time, but I would love to know, how did you find the session today?
It was so amazing. I loved it. It was so joyful. Like, it completely takes me out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
This isn't like where I naturally sit.
Yeah.
So to do something like that and to open up in that way and to be given permission to just laugh,
yeah,
and just let go is such a beautiful thing. Yeah. So just to release,
yeah,
in that way, and connect with people. Be in that space where people are connecting, and to see the joy in their faces, and to share that joy.
Powerful, isn't it?
Really powerful.
Yeah. And I love what you shared about, it's not like your place of comfort, right? Because one, how brilliant that you come to that, okay, and go, right, I'm just going to do something that's a little bit stretchy, and I talk about that in the session. And two, that you got so much from it, right? And it's just such kind of proof that even if something feels a bit like, oh, shall I go there? Shall I not go there? Like, when you take yourself there, you can receive like such huge shifts, and like, it's just incredible to allow yourself to go there, isn't it?
With no expectations.
Yeah.
Go there and just kind of absorb, see what happens, and not knowing how your body's going to respond to that, but just going with the flow. And I think that's what's so brilliant about a festival, is that you can explore different things that you wouldn't normally in your daily life go, oh right, at 7 o'clock I'm going to go to a like, you can explore things in a no expectations, not really a commitment way. You just arrive.
Organic.
You just arrive and absorb.
Totally. And I think definitely how you felt about the laughter yoga session, you weren't alone, because other people were like, I feel a bit like that too. And like, you just come in, leave expectation at the door, and see what happens. And actually, I mean, I shared it in the session, didn't I, that like the energy in that room, my goodness me, I feel like we like blew the roof off, don't you?
It really did.
You know, and that is that thing of like, when you get people together that are willing to go there, like, you can make magic happen, can't you?
Yes, yeah,
you know?
Of course you can. It's that shared experience. And you mentioned that there's other people in the session that felt like I did, and you can spot those people. You can spot the people that feel like you.
Yeah.
And it's at the start, you're kind of looking at each other, going with a smile of well, this is nice. And then I think you called it pringling.
Yes.
When like you hear the people with the big belly laughs, and before you know it, you see those people that you saw at the start of the session where you were smiling, and you're big belly laughing as well.
Yeah.
And you're looking at each other and going, oh, this is all right. This is good. We're enjoying this.
Yeah. And you fall in, don't you?
Yeah,
you just
do.
fall in. Yeah, it has that real kind of like domino effect, doesn't it? You know.
Yes.
And I was talking to someone afterwards, and he was saying, you know, like the energy just really built, and it did. You could actually, it was almost like palpable,
tingly.
Yes,
it was tingly.
You know, like you looked around the room. It was like, my goodness me. And doesn't that show that thing of like, when we all come together as a community, like what can we achieve?
Yeah, it's a powerful thing, isn't it?
It really is. I'm so grateful that you came to it, and because, like you say, you know, it pushed you a bit, but like then you got to receive. You know, after that we headed to breathwork with the incredible Josh Connolly, and I know I'd been saying to you and Angie, your gorgeous friend, that you're here with this weekend, and I've been saying, well, you have to go to his breathwork, and I couldn't remember what was so amazing about it, but my goodness me, he's a magician, isn't he? And how did you find that experience, going from laughter to breath?
I feel like the laughter experience, like I say, it's not the place where I would normally be, but it really opened me up and made it feel very safe to express.
Yeah.
So by the time I went into the breathwork, I was already open, I was all ready to receive. And then the breathwork just continued that journey of release. And so the two work so powerfully together.
Yeah.
And I feel now so relaxed and so at peace.
Beautiful. I can see it on your face, and I feel like I'm mirroring you, because I feel like that too. I'm just like, whoa, like, you know, do I need any more? No, you know, but like, you know, you're a yoga teacher, right? So you're giving in that practice, and isn't it wonderful to come and receive? You know, and that's why making space to come to places like Om and Base is so vital, isn't it? When you are a wellness practitioner and you are often holding and guiding and doing all that for other people, it's like, come and receive. So like, I'd love to know, like, what is it you love about Om and Base? Because I know you were here last year and that's where we connected, and you're back again for more. Like, I'm a total convert. What is it that you love about here?
I feel like I always come to Om and Base with an empty cup.
Right.
And by the time I leave, it's just overflowing.
Oh, I love that.
It's just, overflowing with this feeling of peace, compassion and connection. Like, it's so safe. It feels so safe here.
Yeah.
And there's so many different people that you connect with that you just never expected to connect with.
Yeah.
So you go home with that feeling that, you know, as a collective, we were all here together.
Yeah.
We've all supported each other through a journey, really.
Yeah.
Because you start with kind of a bit tired, a bit like, oh, God, I just need some bit of support, and you get it.
Yeah.
You get it, and you're taken through so many different opportunities to receive and fill the cup.
Yeah. And we, at the start of the weekend, we both felt quite similar, didn't we? We were saying, I just need to receive. I'm here to, like, just give it to me, give it to me.
I'm ready.
You know, but isn't that, like, I think it's great that to have that conversation with yourself. You know, what is it that I need? Oh, okay, I really need some nourishing and nurturing.
Yeah.
So great that I'm just gonna follow those things. It's almost like trying to choose a favorite child, right? But like, what's your favorite, or like, what highlights? You know, what has, in fact, you don't even have to pick, right? But it's like, what have you experienced over this weekend? Imagine like someone's listening to this and they've never been to Om and Base. What have you experienced over the weekend that has like really helped the overflow with the cup? What's been amazing?
It's that combination of dance, so the freedom of expression with the body, the release of the mind with the breath work and the meditation, and so it's the combination of those things. So I loved the dance meditation with Lindsay when I had the headphones on, because it felt like that took me quite into my body. So I kind of connected with my body, and then we did some work with DIARIES and the chakras. And that took it, and then it was like external body. Which was lovely. Did some breath work in the woods, which was amazing. And then the laughter yoga. I finished with Josh's breath work. So it was just it felt like a journey. And when I arrived at Om Base, I had an idea of the sorts of things that I wanted to do. But actually, I've done lots of other things that I wasn't expecting to do, and some of the things that I expected to do I haven't done because it just didn't feel right at the time. So it's kind of going with the flow, and each of them adds another layer. Another layer on top. So it all works.
It's like
together.
a big unraveling, if you like, isn't it? You know. And I love that. I think it's great to look and think, what do we need? But actually, the in the real time checking in, that's the magic, isn't it? What do I need right now? Okay, well, actually, I thought it was this, but it's this. And because like it's such a beautiful sight, isn't it? And everything's so kind of near and easy that you can just be wandering by, and then you just go, oh, I guess I'm going in there then.
Exactly.
You know,
and not overthink it too much. Let your brain kind of take that thought process out of the equation and just go with the feeling.
Well, I was going to say, you're feeling instead of reading what the thing is and going, oh, okay, I'll do that. It's like you feel it, you see it. Oh, okay, I'm going to do that thing then. You know, and so that is just so beautiful to be able to follow that nudge, isn't it? Because you know, we're such experiential people, aren't we? So actually for us to feel and to be guided by the body going, ooh, 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 you know, it's great. And because it is a small site, you can literally just be like bimbling along and then just go, oh, okay, I'm bimbling left and I thought I was going to bimble right, and it's all good, you know?
Learning to trust our intuition.
Absolutely.
And then getting that reassurance that if you trust your intuition, it'll probably find what you need.
Absolutely. It
knows.
And I'm sure you've probably found, I know we've been in some similar sessions, but also some different ones, but you know, I talk about it in my sessions, and I've heard it echoed in lots of other sessions. Like, this is all about coming back to self-trust. Isn't it? And I'm sure in what you teach with your yoga, it's all about self-trust, right? Isn't it? That whole thing of, I said it in the laughter yoga session, it's like coming home. When we come home to here, back to our heart space, like we're in trust, we're in self-love, we're in self-belonging, you know? And I think like self-belonging for me goes like, it's the layer under the self-belief. Do you know what I mean? And it's all tied up with trust and love and just you holding yourself, like, do you know what I mean?
Reconnection. Like you say, when we do something where we're giving all the time, it's beautiful to do that. But every time you do that, it's almost like you take a step away from self. And to do something like this, you're taking those steps back again. And reconnecting with the body. Reconnecting with the mind.
I feel like we're going to fly home, not drive, don't you?
Hope so.
Oh, Anne, honestly, we could talk forever. So we'll have to do another pod episode, my darling.
Love to.
Because this is the Festival Diaries one. You have to come on the next season of Live Your Best Laugh, because there's oodles we could talk about. But I'm so grateful you took the time to chat to me, darling.
Thank you.
It's been gorgeous to spend time with you and Angie over the weekend. Pure joy. I knew it'd be magic. I knew it would. And I'm just, like I say, looking at your face, and it's just looking like totally blissed out. And I'm like, yay! Amazing. So thank you so much, my darling. Super, super grateful.
Well, thank you.
So we have the gorgeous Angie here at Om Base. I had the pleasure of meeting Angie in the flesh this time last year at Om and Base, wasn't it? And we're back again for more. Yay! And you have just experienced some delicious, delightful laughter yoga. I know you've tried it before here and various other places, probably Mind, Body, Spirit. So I would love to know, how did you find the session, my darling? And I know you're a somatic coach, so this kind of stuff, it like really speaks to your body. So like, how did you find the laughter yoga session?
It was just pure bliss. It's just such a wonderful experience. Every time I do it, I get so much out of it. You find ways to open up and really connect in, and find joy in the laughter, in the movement, and just to look around and see that everybody else is in it with you. The connection that builds and the joy that builds, it just raises it and raises it. It's amazing.
It cracks you open, doesn't it?
It really does. It really opens you up. And connects and grounds, and it really is. It's such an amazing.
And I think people don't necessarily expect that, right? Do they? It's just like, wow, have we really done this through laughter?
I think people go into it thinking, oh, this is going to be a laugh. But also feel quite awkward and uncomfortable when they go in. And they're not prepared or ready for what they come out with.
We brought the energy today, didn't we? I said it was going to be a belter, and it really was. But what I loved is people trusted me enough in the space, trusted themselves enough in the space, trusted each other, because I was kind of like pulling people, like, come on, let's all go in. And people literally, they threw themselves in, didn't they?
They did, but then that's such a talent you've got, because you hold space so well, and you know how to hold it so people feel safe to open it and to drop in and to come in, and that is testament to you, Kat. Absolutely.
Thank you, darling. I received that. But I like, the group was incredible. I think we were very blessed with an amazing energy. And, when we went off and did a bit of a laughter conga, I was like, oh my gosh, like how fun that we can release big stuff in such playful and fun ways,
Absolutely. One of the things I really loved about today's session was the mix of people that was there. There was young people, there was old people, there was all ages of people. There was people that had accessibility issues. They were there. And they were joining in just as much with everything they had.
And I had a lovely chat with that guy at the end, actually, and he said, I felt so included. And I was like, yes, because it really is for anybody. It doesn't matter how old you are, doesn't matter like what limited movement you might have, it really does, it holds everyone, so whilst, most people were moving, if if movement wasn't available to you and you were, say, seated, you were still part of that collective energy, and I'm really, really happy you recognise that, because I really felt that. And at the end, speaking to the guy who particularly had accessibility issues, he was like, I felt so included. I was like, yes, because like, we can make everything accessible, and we should be thinking along those lines, right, for everything we do. So it's a powerful session, wasn't it? Like, if you could describe how you felt at the end of it, like how did you feel as the session kind of came to pass and you exited the building, the Shala?
Well, I've got to say, your Reiki at the end is just amazing. I love it every time I deliver it, every time I've been to your session. And I love the laughter yoga bit and the laughter meditation. You lay down and
big release.
Is just so releasing into the mat. And then you come into that calm of the Reiki, and just I find it so powerful. And it just like cleanses and releases. And then you walk out and you're just like floating on air. We floated, didn't we? Like, we really did. And went off to that amazing breathwork session. I was talking to Anne about it when we chatted to her earlier, because we had a big session in there, didn't we?
Like, how did you find the session?
I've
I don't think I've ever been that open to releasing in a breathwork session.
Wow.
Especially not in such a packed, like the
it's
dome
busy.
Packed.
Yeah.
Packed. I had to literally squeeze my mat in between mats. The heads and feet of people.
Yeah.
Like to get a space in there, and like I had such a powerful session, and I really do attribute that to opening up and opening that energy in the first place.
Through the laughter.
Yeah, through the laughter. It was an amazing session.
Yeah, powerful.
Such a connection there between the two.
Totally. Yeah. And actually, that really opened my eyes up, because I know you shared that and shared that. Someone else came up to me after the session when I came to yours first, and that really opened me up. And I was like, okay, amazing. You know, there's a beautiful kind of synergy between the two, and it's such confirmation that laughter it's deep stuff, right? It's deep stuff. What were you saying?
During that session, though, as we were getting started, and he said something about something like, and the people you don't have to love, and the guy next to me started laughing, and I was like, and then that set me off, because you're then walking around for the rest of the day, and the slightest bit of laughter, you're like,
I know, because it's because like we push it down, and then when we come to a laughter yoga session, we're basically going, it's here, I'm totally available for it. And so it just ripples. So you do find you fall into it much more easily, you know. Like Om Base last year was your first, wasn't it? Yes.
Was.
And you came back for more this year, like I did. What is it that drew you back? What is it you love about here?
It's just, the workshops are so powerful. I feel like I've done so much growing, so much releasing, so much learning of who I am and what I need and what's important. Some movement. I'm being a somatic coach. I don't get to practice personally unless I'm practicing myself. So to be led by other coaches and to have that. Just to be and to be in the experience, and to not have to think about what's next and what's thinking, and just follow. It's been wonderful to really kind of shake my shit off. You know?
Oh my gosh, we've talked about this a lot over the weekend, haven't you, myself and Anne, and I was saying yesterday I took myself on a date all day and just went, what's next, let's have a cry here, let's have a move here, let's have, you know, a big yawning, you know, and you've got all the big energetic movement through yawning, and you know, and it's so, I think when we're holding other people, it's so important that we get to be held too, right? So I love that that's what you've made space for, because so often we forget to do that, and it's really important that we make space for ourselves, isn't it? You know,
absolutely.
Have you had I know there's so many juicy things, right, but has there been a particular highlight? Has there been something that's really kind of spoken to you over the weekend that you go, whoa, that delivered a ton?
I think it's got to be. It's hard to say.
I know,
because like
it's like having a favourite child. I said to Anne, it's like, it's hard to pick.
Because like when we came in, we went into Soma breathwork, which I love Soma breathwork anyway, but it was what we needed to kind of get here, get our feet on the ground, get that breath in, and just really kind of feel into the body to know, right, we're here, what do we need? And then it's kind of just moved on through there. We're like, we get up every morning and we go, right, we're going to do this and this today, and then we walk around and do totally different things because we just fall to it.
I love that though. It's like permission to do what feels good in the moment, isn't it?
With no guilt or no thingy of like, oh, I missed that, or I should have been there. No, I was where I needed to be when I needed to be there. And I found what I needed in that moment. And I think because it feels like we've always found what we needed in each session and each moment, that it's hard to kind of say, oh, that was the nail on the head.
I totally agree. If you asked me to pick, I'd go, well, and I'd give you a whole list.
And then like, part of me wants to say the breathwork session today, but then I don't think that would have been the same if I hadn't done your session
without
before.
the laughter. Right.
So it's like everything has had a place. But like I started the somatic yoga yesterday, and I sat in it and I was just like, I can hear the music in the dome.
Right.
and I really don't want to sit still.
Right. And so your body was telling you.
Yeah. So I just kind of got up and snuck out.
Yeah.
And came and danced, and that was just the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Whereas sometimes if I'd have gone to a class at home,
yes,
and felt like this isn't for me, you don't
Wouldn't
feel
have
like
felt
you can
okay.
just get up and leave.
Totally.
You know, it kind of felt like it was safe and okay to do that.
Yeah. I think this is the beauty of coming to spaces like this, is there's so much stuff that you can glide in, glide out. And instead of just going to, I'm going to go and do this thing here, you can do many things in many places. And, you know, I always say, like, whenever I've got something, in fact, people come up to me sometimes, go, I've got this thing at this time. And I'm like, honestly, you'll get what you need to from it. So if you're snacking, great. I recommend the full juice always. But if you're snacking, you'll still get like a great hit, you know? And I think that kind of being able to have that fluidity, whereas back out there, you know, in real world, right? You book a session and you do the thing. Whereas here, it's like you know, you kind of journey through it all, and you can go from thing to thing and just go, oh, now this feels good, this feels good. So like there's, you know, like, yeah, you can just allow yourself to be guided, which is great, isn't it? Because, you know, our bodies are our wisest gift, aren't
Absolutely.
they? You know? Yeah. And we forget that because we get caught up in this headspace of busyness, and it's like, actually, if we just listen and tune in, that's where the magic lies, isn't it?
Absolutely, and that's what I'm all about.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I'm
that is your world, isn't it?
Listening to the body, the wiseness that it's got. What's it telling you? Why is it there? What do you need?
Yes.
And moving through it.
Definitely. Oh, you're going to be back next year, Angie?
Oh, yeah.
Yay!
Definitely.
Me too. Amazing. Same time next year. Yeah.
Definitely.
It has been an absolute delight to speak to you, my darling. Beautiful to spend the time over the weekend with you and Anne, and to hear your reflections on laughter yoga and Om Base itself. It is a beautiful festival. Like, we're converts, aren't we? So it's
absolutely.
Like, if you're curious, dive on in, honestly. Yeah.
You won't be disappointed.
Exactly. Thank you so much, my darling, for making time. Lots of love.
Thank you.
Oh, just how delightful was that, catching up with Anne and Angie, two Om Base converts who came last year for the first time and now just absolutely love it. And I think this is the thing, Om Base really it has that kind of family vibe on it, you know, like obviously there's new people that come along every year, but there are people that just come back again and again and again because it's a really nourishing festival and it's super easy, you know, like some festivals are so huge that, you know, when you're trying to like get from place to place to do the things you want to do, like that, you know, can affect your energy and how you feel around the festival. Whereas with Om Base, like everything is just like a hop, skip and a jump away, you know, and that's another reason why I really, really love it because, you know, I last year and this year, I kind of had a plan, I had an idea, and then I just kind of bimble along and go, oh, actually, do you know what? I'm going to go and do that thing, you know, because nothing is too far away. So you can just go there with an idea of what you want to receive, and then you can just really pretty much go with the flow. And, you know, this is a great learning for life, isn't it? You know, we sometimes think we know what we need, but if we haven't kind of checked in with ourselves energetically or checked in with ourselves mentally or physically, right? You know, maybe what we thought we needed isn't the thing that we need in that moment. So, you know, it's a good kind of reminder of how we should really try and embrace elements, you know, perhaps not all, because it's not always easy to do it that way, but definitely, you know, like the wider part of our lives with, you know, what is it that I need right now? And just listening. You know, sometimes we can plow ourselves into the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, thinking, like presuming that that's what we need, presuming that's how we get to like look after ourselves, but maybe something else is what's required, you know. And you know, the other thing I think is great about Om Base, because everything is really near super easy to get to, and there is a lot of stuff happening in the different areas. Like, you can really get curious about things that you haven't experienced before. Yes, you can go to your favorites. As soon as I saw conscious dance there, I was like, yeah, I'm in. I don't need any encouraging. Love a chakra rave. I've done a few now with Rach, and they are amazing. So there was pieces that I was instantly drawn to. And then there were other pieces where I was just really curious, like the dance meditation with Yoga Fit retreats with the lovely Lindsay. That was something I hadn't experienced before. I have done silent discos with headphones on and had a good old boogie, but to do a meditation with headphones on, that was like a really beautiful experience. And actually, I'd experienced a breath work before, guided audio with headphones. And, again, that opened my eyes up to how to do things differently. And I think this is what is so wonderful about wellness is, there's many, many different ways for us to meet our needs. There's many different ways for us to look after our emotional wellness, our mental wellness, our physical, our spiritual. And just because we've tried something one way doesn't mean that it's the only way. So finding different ways to do breath work, finding different ways to do yoga, finding different ways to do meditation, it opens our eyes to other possibilities. I know I shared when I was chatting to Angie and Anne, Josh's breath work that he did in the Big Dome at Om Base. My goodness me, it totally opened me up. And that was my experience when I was doing not laughter yoga, doing breath work with him before Wellnergy. And I've done lots of different people's breath work. Maybe it's a build up of different experiences and then doing that. Maybe it's, a level of openness, and maybe how it's guided and facilitated. I think it is, just so wonderful that we can, get to experience all these different ways to shift stuff, in all of these things. I'm always clearing, in the yoga thing in the morning. That gave me a really beautiful release. I got to cry, got to shift some things, and I didn't even really know what the things were that I was shifting. I just knew that there was some heaviness, and I was like, yes, I'm open. I went to Woman Base with an intention, and this is a great thing for us too when we're going to experience these wellness offerings, whether they're one-offs or weekends. Set an intention. I went with an intention that I had some heaviness and some stuff that I was carrying which I wasn't particularly sure of, but I know that I wanted to let it go. So in the recognizing, in the acknowledging, there comes the allowing, and this is how we get the shifts we desire. And we can be guilty as humans because we can subscribe to the energy of busy, that we haven't got time to let that shit go and we haven't got time to release. But honestly, we have more time than we allow ourselves to believe. We can subscribe to the energy of busy, and is it always really true? I am so guilty, hands up. I am so guilty of that narrative still playing up, and then I catch myself and I go, am I really too busy, or am I choosing my busy? And absolutely, more often than not, it's me choosing my busy. It's how I'm looking at my busy. It's how I'm deciding about my busyness. So always coming with an intention when we release the busy and we make space for our wellness, for our mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual health. What do we get to bring to this? in a simplistic way with my membership. You know, every single session I say, what is it you'd love to release right now? And what would you love to welcome in? Really simple sentence, right? But how often do you ask yourself that? Or how often are you asked that? This is why being in spaces like regularly, having that commitment to self to show up and be asked the right questions. And so often it can just be a really simple question that can get the shifts, right? It's transformational. It really makes all the difference to how our lives get to look and how our lives get to feel. So if you would love some of this like continuous energy in your life, you know, definitely check out my membership. It is a really beautiful, nourishing space where you get to feel like your full self. And so often we aren't allowing all the pieces, we aren't allowing our whole self to shine and be seen. So if you feel like that, if that feels like you, then the Joy Collective is absolutely your place where that gets to change, you know. So as well as, you know, using this opportunity with the festival diaries, checking out the festivals, I really, really encourage that. In-person stuff and immersing yourself is incredible. But these spaces pop up every year for a couple of days and then they're gone. So maintenance and consistency, there are shift points. So if you don't have somewhere for energetic, spiritual maintenance, emotional maintenance, then absolutely you get to change that by being in a space like the Joy Collective. So if you'd love to know more, check out the show notes. If you've got any questions, just drop me a DM and yeah, I would love to welcome you in if you know now is the time for you to start shifting energetically. I would also love to know how this episode has landed with you, and have you journeyed through all 10 episodes? If so, yay, celebrating you. It's been a real joy to create them. Sometimes I've been so immersed in the episodes that I've forgotten that I'm recording an episode and a whole podcast at the festival. Then I'm like, shit, I best get recording, you know. But essentially, it's been a huge joy. It's my kind of thank you to all the festivals that I have. In fact, I didn't record all of them, but like the 10 main ones where I've guested this year. It's my nod. It's my thank you. It's my way of celebrating them and celebrating all the people that have been in my spaces. I counted up the festival. So I've delivered at 12. That's not including other events, but 12 named festivals who like, you know, like claim themselves to be festivals as opposed to say events. So 12 over this summer, 2025. I think it was 25 workshops, 2,000 heartbeats. I'm pretty much estimating that it's been at least 2,000. So, you know, if you were one of the 2,000 that journeyed, like, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's always a pleasure, always a delight. I'm always grateful for everyone that comes into the spaces. And honestly, like this season, it has been bolder, it has been braver, it has been richer. And God, the conversations I have had with some of the gorgeous souls afterwards that have shared or during the sessions that have shared, it's such a reflection on if you're brave and willing and open to go there, then incredible shit can happen. So gift yourself some time and space for any of the wonderful festivals I've shared. I'm going to be back at a lot of them next year. So keep your eyes peeled on Linktree, which I will share in the show notes, where you can always see any up-to-date live events I'm involved in. And if you want spiritual, emotional, physical, mental maintenance in between, come and join us in the Joy Collective. Honestly, it is such a beautiful space, and this is where you get to absolutely see yourself shine, darling ones. So thank you for being part of season 2 of Live Your Best Laugh, the Festival Diaries. It has been An absolute pleasure, and keep your eyes peeled for season 3 coming soon, lovely ones. Thank you so much, gorgeous soul, for listening to this episode of Live Your Best Love. I hope you love listening to it as much as I did creating it. It really is such a joy to share this with you. It would be amazing if you could share the love and tell your friends to have a listen too. And I would be super grateful if you could follow and subscribe to Live Your Best Love so you'll never miss an episode, and rate or review the podcast. In the meantime, darling one, remember how incredible you are and keep noticing those pockets of joy.